Hey, it's your girl, Bridget Brown Jackson. Listen, we're going to talk tonight, today, or whenever you are watching this, even in replay. I didn't mean to rhyme, but I did. Anyhow, hi, everybody. If you don't know who I am, my name is Bridget Brown Jackson. I am a behavior wealth strategist. I love talking all things behavior and especially helping leaders to understand and define how your leadership is influenced by your emotional intelligence. What's your EQ? Is it as great as your IQ? Do you spend as much time diving into it as you do getting those hard skills sharpened or going after those letters after your name? See, I got a few letters after my name, but the most important letters in my life are EQ. All right, so today we're going to get down to the nitty gritty and we're going to unpack empathy. All right, and so I've been talking about emotional intelligence. And so, if you have not heard me here, let me give you an introduction first. So, emotional intelligence has to do with five areas, right? I love to say, give me five. If you're a leader, you want to give me five. You want empathy, is a part of it, but also there's self awareness, there's self regulation. Again, of course, empathy, social skills, as well as self regulation. All right. And so I think I said self-regulation. Sometimes I get to talking so fast. I'm like, hey, so let me unpack them one more time for you. Self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, social skills, and making sure that you also intertwine motivation, right? And so those are the five areas that if you sharpen those just as a human being, whether you're a leader or not, as a human being, you're going to get some amazing results, right? So we're going to dive into this really quick and we're going to talk about it because I don't want empathy. People use the word empathy, don't want the word empathy just to be a word, a buzzword to be used, but we want the word empathy to really move some things. All right. So there's a ripple effect to the actual word empathy. All right. So today, that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about, again, a game changer for your leadership. Number one, we want to talk and deal with, okay, an enhanced team collaboration, right? If you want to enhance team collaboration and morale, okay, I just spoke about motivation. If you want to know more about what I said about motivation, hit me up, DM, say something in the comments, and I'll tag you on that one if you did not see that episode that I talked about that. Well, empathy, again, isn't just a buzzword. It really is a superpower. It's something that you can do to elevate your leadership to new heights. So think about this. You want to genuinely understand your team members, right? You want to understand their challenges, their aspirations, and their emotions. Well, how you're going to do that? You're going to do that when you create an environment where everybody feels valued. Hence, enhance team collaboration. Everybody feels valued. Everybody feels respected. When you have that, then you can go to some deeper heights. So this isn't just about being nice. So when I say empathy, we're not just talking about just being nice. We're talking about full collaboration, like valuing other people's opinions. Now, you put all the opinions, it's kind of like, the great melting pot. I don't believe in the great melting pot for all the other, the other way that it's said. But when you come together as a team, think about it as making uh jambalaya. I really don't eat jambalaya like that, but I love food analogies. You're putting all these different ingredients in. And so that's what happens when you have true collaboration. True collaboration comes, but the foundation of it is, again, having that empathy, being able to understand what other people contribute to. Okay. So understand that you, as the leader, when you value the contributions, you appreciate the value that each of the team members can bring and put at the table. Mm, that's a recipe for some great things. So one of the things that I also like to do is I want it to be practical. So here's a practical tip about how you can have better collaboration through empathy, the emotional intelligence piece of empathy, one-on-ones. And so maybe you know what one-on-ones are. Maybe you don't. I don't want to assume because everybody don't. I've talked to leaders before and I say the one-on-one term and they're like, what's that? Okay, so you might call it different things. One-on-one is when you're having a meeting with your direct report. It can even be with your colleague. But what you're going to learn to do is that split and share. So when you have that one-on-one, you're not doing all the talking, but that it really is a collaborative experience. So I normally do one-on-ones for 30 minutes. 30-minute with my direct report, 15 minutes for them, 15 minutes for myself. And when I give them my 15 minutes, their 15 minutes, I'm really going to listen. And the reason why I say that is because my personality style, if you know what I do, again, I'm a behavioral strategist, but I'm also a certified DISC instructor. So I teach people about their personalities and leveraging it. Well, my personality style is the I, or what I call the flight attendant. So I'm very people oriented, right? But also at the same time, one of my blind spots is, as being that personality style, is that I can love to talk and inspire so much that sometimes I don't listen. Now, I've learned how to hone in on that skill so I can do it. But if that is yours, then making sure this way you have the 15-15, you're giving that undivided attention. Let's say you're the D in DISC, or what I call the pilot. If that's your style, sometimes you want it quick, short, and sweet, get to the point, let's go. This helps you develop that patience to be able to, again, allow other people to collaborate. Hope that makes sense for you. All right. So next thing I want to talk about when it comes to empathy is effective conflict resolution. Come on, raise your hands if you're a conflict avoider. And yes, you can be a leader and still be a conflict avoider. I see it happen all the time. I used to be there until I learned how to develop that. And the reason why I had the issues with the conflict resolution, it goes back to my personality style. I wanted everybody to have that kumbaya experience. And so I cared about people's feelings. Well, if you really care about people, you're not going to avoid conflict. Conflict is inevitable. And actually, it helps because it can sharpen. Think about, a lot of times I'm a minister. So a lot of times we talk about that scripture, iron sharpens iron, right? Well, think about two pieces of iron sharpening each other. There is some conflict. You see the friction because you see the spark come off of it sometime, right? So even if that's the case, conflict definitely has to be dealt with. So there's nothing wrong with that, but empathy becomes the secret ingredient that turns that conflict, listen, into a growth opportunity. Because now I can see it from the lens of somebody else. All right. And so understanding those emotions, understand the viewpoints of all parties involved is going to help you become better and then grow into having a compassionate mindset. We don't have time on here today to go into that, but literally, you think about empathy, there's sympathy, empathy, and compassion. 3 different levels, but we'll talk about that another day. All right. The practical part of that is active listening. So why don't you try moments of active listening? So if conflict is going on, that gives you a time to be able to work on not interrupting the person, but fully listen. Listen, get out of your feelings, move out of the feelings and really listen. Move out of hurry up and get it done, or move out of, I know what I'm going to tell you because I'm smarter than you. None of that. We want to approach preventing conflict from escalating by making sure that we have every voice that matters. Okay. And last but not least, we want to talk about leadership and trust building. Listen, this is a great one. All right. It's the cornerstone of inspirational leadership. You want to truly build the foundation on trust. And how can you do that? By having empathy. When people know that you care, I was a former educator. And so one of the things we say is children don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. Well, that applies to adults too as well in all ways. So we want that authenticity to be built and a deep sense of trust and loyalty, then we're going to make sure we're infusing empathy and all the things we do as a leader. All right. And last but not least, the application to that is recognition and support. How many people love to be recognized, celebrated? Do you do that? And if you do that, my question to you is, do you do it enough? And do you do it genuinely with, again, a sense of empathy? Are you doing it to provide the greatest things for the people that need it, right? And so That can be challenging sometimes. People can be going through different things, but those little bitty things to say, and again, not just to say it and say mere words, but really get down to the core and have a empathetic heart when you're doing it. So foster a sense of unity and trust, and I guarantee you, you will have a phenomenal team. All right, so we're out now. Empathy, again, is not just about being nice. It's not just a trait that we just want to have. It's essential. It's essential if we want to transform our leadership and we want to be the catalyst for building effective, highly effective teams, right? So you got it. We can do it. Need you to get down to the heart of it. Make sure, boop, you drop that empathy in that water so you can make those ripple effects. Hey, everybody. My name is Bridget Brown Jackson. I am the founder of Exponential Adventures, where we get the results. We're working with teams to help them grow their profits, build highly effective teams, and make sure that they get the mission and vision done and executed. I'm out for today. Love you. Thank you for being a part of this conversation. Ripple with the effects, empathy's ripple effect. All right. Talk to you soon.